Best build for CROSSBOW DAGGER. In today's video, you'll find out everything what you need to know regarding skills, gear and stats for this combination of weapons. Before we start, let me just say, subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of Throne and Liberty videos in the future. Okay, let's start directly to the point with build regarding skills for daggers. In front of you, you can see, in my opinion, best idea how you should build your character in generally, PvP wise and PvE wise. Let's start with Cleaving Moonlight. Absolutely add here this consecutive use, attack speed increase and additional damage. This is one of the basic skills of this class, nevertheless, it's very important. Another mandatory skill for this class, Shadow Strike. If you use daggers, use this absolutely. Effect duration increase is mandatory and skill distance increase also. Now regarding this here, Shadow Escape, this depends entirely on your gameplay style, because here you are getting additional effect that you return to that location where you have jump on to the target. So this is basically jumping on the target, one of the mandatory skills of daggers. Let's go further with Lightning Infusion. This is actually poison effect but changed, and you can see here I have added basically all the effects possible. Nevertheless, maybe don't do that. If you feel you have enough mana, then don't do this, right? Regarding effect duration and cooldown reduction, that is mandatory, and absolutely Lightning Infusion is mandatory skill currently for daggers. Another mandatory, one of the most important skills for the dagger, let's say it on that way, Thundercloud's Bombing. Use here this for 7 points and also cooldown reduction. Damage increase, you could go also in this direction if you want, but in my opinion, this is the best combination for this Thundercloud Bombing. Let's go further with Stealth. Now, many players are not using Stealth, however, I find it very useful not only in PvP, but also in PvE situation. So this Stealth ability will help you a lot in your general gameplay. PvP wise and PvE wise. In both, you can go in stealth and avoid many complicated situations. I can put here CC immunity, not mandatory, and I can put here mandatory duration increase. This is very important. Now, I have noticed also many players playing with Fatal Stigma, Ankle Strike, and Vampiric Strike. Now, I can tell you only this. Regarding Vampiric Strike, I don't like it. I don't like this skill at all. Regarding Ankle Strike and Fatal Stigma, you can go with this. You need to play around a little bit with this build. Now, regarding crossbow, situation is much more interesting because we have here so many amazing skills, starting with Spin to Win. Spin to Win, they call this skill right on that way in the game, popular name. You need to add to this, right, you need to create Annihilation Barrage Shot, and this is looking, how is this looking in the game actually? Let me show you. It's looking like this. Is it really Spin to Win? Not really. It can be strong to some point. Nevertheless, don't forget, regarding crossbow, quick fire, very important skill. Again, I don't have enough points here. Actually, I have some points to distribute right now because I can remove over there. Use this, absolutely quick fire. Mortal Mark, I like this skill really a lot. One of the mandatory skills for crossbow, and Nimble Leap. Regarding everything else, it's up to you. I have seen also many players in this combination of weapons are using Mother Nature, Selfless Diffusion and Mana Exchange, but that is highly depending on your gameplay style. You can do that, but however, I can recommend to you mandatory Spin to Win, Quick Fire, Mortal Mark and Nimble Leap. Everything else is up to you. Now let's talk about stats for this specifically combination of weapons, which I will show you right away here. So during your leveling and for PvE, you should focus on dexterity. Highly go on dexterity. I would recommend that you go even to level 40 here, 40 points, because you are getting bonus. You can see here bonus damage 15. And for leveling, you can add a little bit of strength. It's not mandatory that you go too much high for perception during leveling process. So during leveling, you can go even like this. Nevertheless, in endgame, you are changing this. Right? So let's reset this, right? What happened now? I have joined some party, seriously. that was funny misclick. Let's go back on the character. So During leveling, that is situation. Nevertheless, in endgame, again, you want to go high on dexterity, go very high on dexterity, absolutely. But this time, you want to go also very high on perception. This is very important, specifically also for PvP. If you are going to play only PvE, focus more on dexterity, not that much on perception. If you are going to play more PvP, then you need to think about perception. Regarding anything else, you could add a little bit to strength, little bit what you can, right? Regarding wisdom, I will not say forget about it, but this is regarding your mana regeneration. So on one way, forget about it. So in endgame, dexterity, perception, and strength. During your leveling, dexterity and strength. Little bit of perception. If you're going to play more PvP, focus on perception. If you are going to focus on more on PvE, focus on dexterity. Now, regarding the gear, situation is actually pretty interesting. Regarding the gear, I can show you here right away. Regarding weapons, what you need to get, it's actually pretty simple. You need to move here to the Temple of Slaughter to get this crossbow. This is it, right? So forget about Arc Boss crossbow for now. Arc Bosses we still didn't even get in the game. We'll get them one day in the future. Nevertheless, you want to run Temple of Slaughter and you want to get this crossbow. Also, you want to get, let me show you here, these daggers from Cave of Destruction. Both of these dungeons are not too much complicated. I mean, they're not easy, but then again, they're not that hard, right? Run them every day until you get these weapons. That is most important part of the gear. Regarding everything else, well, look, you could go here in this dungeon, Death Abyss, maybe to get this ring. This is very important ring, not entirely endgame kind of ring. This would be like early endgame kind of ring because you have here mana cost efficiency and also added attack speed. So run also a little bit if you have time Death Abyss. Nevertheless, you must focus on Temple of Slaughter to get this crossbow and you must focus on Cave of Destruction to get these daggers. Regarding armor, at this point in time, until we didn't get tier 2 gear, we still have only tier 1. Focus on getting the best what you can regarding stats in general. Now, you are having in your combination of weapons daggers. That means that you will focus on evasion, not on endurance. Regarding defensive stats, focus on evasion because dagger passive abilities, I can show you here on this part of the user interface, are giving you boost regarding evasion, regarding the daggers. Also, daggers are giving you very high boost regarding critical damage. Look at this, increase critical damage by 9.6%, 12% at level 5. Use this absolutely, right? There are many other benefits here regarding dagger. Use mostly passive abilities of the dagger. You'll find it very interesting. For crossbow, that is entirely up to you. All depends on your gameplay style. But I think I was pretty clear regarding this guide, right? I think now you know everything what you need to know regarding crossbow dagger build. If you are interested into Throne and Liberty, check my YouTube channel. I already have about 500 videos on my YouTube channel regarding different kind of in-game features, stats, meta builds, and I'm preparing also lots of new guides. You will see also some other builds here on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch, and see you soon with another Throne and Liberty video.